Perseverance is not just about pushing through difficult times. It's about having the courage to keep going when everyone else has given up. Napoleon Hill. My friends, 10 to 15 minutes each and every day. That's the perseverance we ask from you. You have to be in the market each and every day to learn the nuances. And all it takes is a few minutes. But it is the hardest thing for people to do. Not 2 hours on Saturday. You can't make it up on the weekends. You've got to do it each and every day like I do. Let's jump into these charts. This is a down day. Everything is down. Not down that much, but pulling back a little bit. Let's look at where we are on the S&P 500 first. We'll go through all 5 of our charts. That's the S&P 500, NASDAQ 100, 20-year bonds, gold, and Bitcoin. That is a Bitcoin ETF. We see what happened. Things slowed down at the end of yesterday. Now, that was Tuesday. And then a red spinning top in the morning, an incredible amount of volatility we see there in the afternoon. So again, not down much, just 0.12%, but we can see the volatility in the afternoon. We look at the first day of the latest 2-day candle, decent volume already, and look at all the volume. See, it happened in the afternoon. And we have decent volume translating on to the 2-day. And of course, the weekly, we are a little bit above. Well, we're about where we should be on a Wednesday, getting up to average volume. Of course, earlier in the week, we reached the high of the week. And again, we are still quite long on the S&P 500, even with a little pullback yesterday afternoon and today. The NASDAQ pulling back just a little bit more, but again, not much, but lots of volatility. We see it in the morning and particularly in the afternoon, down 0.20%. Again, volume is okay. Looks like we're a little over halfway there on the 2-day. We're fine on the weekly. And of course, we see how the volume over the last day and a half has escalated with incredible volume in the afternoon, not losing much by the time things ended, but again, an up week from that earlier movement. What's up with 20-year U.S. government bonds? Pulled back a little bit. You can see where they went up in the morning. And then again, all that volatility afternoon resulted in a doji with lots of volume. We're okay on the 2-day volume. We're already where we were after 2 days, after just one on this latest 2-day candle, reaching a higher high. And of course, as we look at things for the week, you can see in all this ranging, look at how high the price went. That gave us the high for the week, but then pulling back. So down 0.25%. But again, still, we still see up movement here on the bonds. Now, what's up with gold? Gold pulling back 0.77%. And again, look at that spike in volume with all the volatility here and the red spinning top, almost a doji. Decent volume on the 2-day. Now, again, remember this red volume means it opened lower than the prior close. But again, hitting a high, but then pulling back, making it down 0.77%. So we're paying attention to all those spikes in both volatility and in the volume. And in fact, I'm going to put for you at the end of today's video, I want you to listen to, study the volume training we have. Volume is so incredibly important to understand how it interacts with price, particularly on the Heikin-Ashi candlesticks, so you understand the psychology of what you are being told by that price and volume. And in fact, I'm going to work on a new training for you just on that, where we really delve into the psychology of what we are being told with price and volume and the different types of candlesticks and the different types of volume related to it. So where are we on HODL? That's 20-year, that's Bitcoin, the Bitcoin ETF. We can see where, again, it too, we had a green candle in the morning, a volume in the afternoon, and a down move, 1.03%. It was our biggest downer for the day. Now, overall, we're still long on Bitcoin. We hit that interim low, and for the last 2 weeks, we have been moving up. And again, we'll keep our eye on things. This latest 2-day candle opened lower than the prior close. That's why we have the red volume, and we will pay close attention to that. As we move on into Friday to see what, if any, changes we get, any crazy moves, anything that might change where we are in almost all of these long positions. Again, Patreon members, I already uploaded for you at the Patreon page and sent you the email, the 5-day plus trading analysis and execution plan, along with the trade execution summary grid for Thursday, the 18th of September. So please check those things out. And by the way, if you're not a Patreon member, you want to support the work we do here at the channel, help underwrite some of our costs, please do that. We sure appreciate your Patreon support at any of the 3 levels. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.